He didn't even remember helping her that day. To him, it was just a few kind words and a ride home in the rain. But 8 years later, when his own world was falling apart, that same kindness came back, in a way he never expected. Here's a story about how the smallest things we forget can return when we need them the most. The day it began, Noah Hale was late for work. It was raining. That kind of sharp, cold rain that makes the city look like it's crying. His umbrella had flipped inside out twice, his shoes were soaked, and his patience was thin. At the intersection near the coffee shop, he saw a young woman standing by a broken-down car, trying to shield her laptop bag with her jacket. Cars rushed past her, spraying water over her legs. She looked defeated, like someone trying to fight a storm that wasn't just outside, but inside too. Noah hesitated for half a second. He was already late. He had an important meeting. But something about the way she kept wiping tears, unsure if it was rain or sadness, made him stop. He pulled over. "Hey, need a ride somewhere?" he asked. She looked surprised, almost cautious. Then she nodded. He drove her to her office in silence. Halfway there, she told him her name was Aria Collins. She'd just lost her father last week, and the car breaking down that morning felt like the universe's final kick. Noah didn't say much, he just listened. When they reached her building, he said softly, "You'll get through this." Just one day at a time, Aria smiled weakly. "Thank you. I'll remember that." And that was it. They never saw each other again. Years passed. Noah forgot about the encounter entirely. Life moved, as it always does, but not in the direction he hoped. At 38, Noah's life was unrecognizable. The marketing agency he'd built from scratch collapsed after a client scandal. His marriage ended quietly a year later. He moved to a smaller apartment, stopped answering calls, and told himself it was just a rough patch. But deep down, he was lost. Every morning, he'd sit by the window with a cup of coffee, gone cold, scrolling through job listings that all said the same thing. Experience required. Experience he suddenly didn't seem to have enough of. One evening, after another rejection email, he sighed and muttered, "I guess I'm just done." That night, his phone buzzed with a number he didn't recognize. "Hi, is this Noah Hale?" a woman's voice asked. Yeah, who's this?" "It's Aria. I don't know if you remember me, but about 8 years ago, you gave me a ride in the rain." He frowned, trying to recall. Then it hit him. The broken car, the umbrella, the quiet ride. "Oh, yeah, I think I remember. I know this is out of the blue," she continued, "but I came across your name today. You applied for the communications lead position at Horizon Impact Foundation. I'm the new director here." Noah blinked. "Wait, you're—" "Yes," she said gently. "I saw your resume and realized who you were. And I just wanted to say, you helped me when I had nothing left in me." I never forgot that there was a pause. Then she added, "If you're still interested, I'd love to interview you myself." The next week, Noah walked into the same building he had dropped her off at years ago. But this time, he was the one being welcomed in. The interview felt less like a formality and more like two people finally catching up after life had spun them both in circles. Aria wasn't the same woman he'd met in the rain. She was confident, calm, and full of quiet strength. She asked him about his failures, not to judge, but to understand. He told her the truth about the collapse, the sleepless nights, the fear of starting over. When he finished, she smiled. "You once told me to take things one day at a time. maybe it's your turn to hear that again. He got the job. But more than that, he got back a sense of purpose. The work was different from what he'd done before. Horizon Impact wasn't about selling. It was about helping. They built community programs, taught underprivileged kids digital skills, and helped small businesses rebuild after hardship. And for the first time in years, Noah woke up not dreading the day ahead, but wanting to make it count. Sometimes he'd glance out the window of his new office when it rained, and he'd remember that random morning, that broken car, and the kindness that somehow circled its way back. He never told anyone about it, not even his new team. But every Friday, he made it a point to step out and do something small. Buy a meal for a stranger, help someone cross the street, pay for someone's coffee. Not to feel like a hero, but because he'd learned something simple and profound. Kindness doesn't vanish. It travels. And one day, when you least expect it, it finds its way home. In the end, Noah realized, what you give the world never disappears. It just waits for the right moment to return.